Alex had always been more comfortable with machines than with people. The hum of the space station's core, the gentle whir of the AI-controlled doors, and the rhythmic pulse of energy through the metal walls were the sounds that calmed him. He walked through the long, narrow corridors of the station, his toolkit in hand, checking systems that had been running smoothly for years. It was a quiet night shift, and that was exactly how he liked it. Nothing unpredictable, nothing overwhelming, just him and his work. The station orbited a newly colonized planet, far beyond the reach of most human settlements. Humans and aliens shared the space here, a fragile coexistence. The aliens were fascinating, elegant, and far more advanced than humans in technology. Most of the time, Alex kept his distance, preferring to observe rather than interact. That night, he thought, would be like any other. As he entered the maintenance hub, he noticed a soft chime. It was unusual. The lab doors were always sealed at night. He frowned and walked toward the sound, expecting some automated alert. But when he reached the door, it slid open smoothly, revealing a tall figure. The alien woman who stepped inside carried herself with absolute confidence. Her skin shimmered faintly under the station's lights, a subtle sign of her species' energy absorption ability. Her eyes, large and intelligent, scanned the room with a casual ease as if she had been here many times before. Alex froze, his hands hovering over his toolkit. He hadn't been expecting a visitor, let alone one like her. "Good evening," she said, her voice melodic but firm. She didn't wait for an answer. Instead, she dropped the long cloak she had been wearing, revealing a form that radiated authority and grace. Alex's heart raced, not from fear, but from the sheer audacity of her presence. She moved around his lab, touching instruments, examining consoles, and even inspecting his personal workbench. "I see you've been busy," she remarked, tilting her head at a display panel. "Your efficiency is unusual for a human." Alex swallowed, trying to keep his voice steady. Thank you, I just make sure everything runs smoothly." Her smile widened, almost knowing, almost teasing. She didn't ask permission, she didn't wait for an introduction. She simply was there, and the room adapted to her presence. Alex realized that he had never felt this kind of tension before. It was thrilling and terrifying at the same time. "I'm Lyra," she said, finally offering a name. "I've come to see if your skills match your reputation." Alex blinked. He had heard whispers about high-ranking envoys visiting the station, but he had never expected one to appear in his lab at night unannounced. I don't know what you mean," he stammered. She laughed softly, a sound that echoed lightly in the metal corridors. "You will. Very soon." Her presence was unsettling, but Alex couldn't help but notice the subtle devices she carried. Small gadgets, some of them glowing faintly with alien energy, others appearing as tiny mechanical pieces that no human engineer could easily identify. He realized that she wasn't just visiting for diplomacy, she was on a mission, and somehow he was part of it. "I hope you're ready," she said, leaning against a console. "Tonight is not just about maintenance. There's something coming, and you'll need to be sharp." Alex's curiosity overpowered his caution. "Something coming?" he asked. Lyra tilted her head, her eyes locking with his. "A threat. One that doesn't care about species or allegiance. Only survival matters, and you, human, might just be the key." For a moment, Alex didn't move. The reality of the situation sank in. He was used to technical problems, to systems failures and mechanical malfunctions. He was not used to being told that his actions could influence the survival of the entire station. Lyra stepped closer, her movement confident, almost casual. "I hope you're not afraid," she said. "I would be disappointed if you were." Alex felt a mix of awe and anxiety. He had faced dangerous situations before, but nothing like this. His hands were steady, but his mind raced, trying to anticipate what she meant. "You will need to follow instructions precisely," she continued. "The coming threat is smart. It adapts. It tests weaknesses. You must be quicker than it expects." "Can you do that?" Alex nodded slowly. I think I can." She smiled, satisfied, and moved toward the doorway. But just as she reached it, she turned back. "Oh, and Alex, trust in your instincts. Machines are predictable. People are not. You are both." Before he could respond, she was gone. The door slid shut behind her, leaving Alex alone. His heart was pounding, and yet he felt strangely alive. The quiet of the lab seemed different now, charged with energy, as if the station itself knew something had changed. He walked back to his console, examining the small device she had left behind. It pulsed faintly, a gentle rhythm that seemed to resonate with the station's systems. Alex studied it, careful not to trigger anything accidentally. It was a beacon, he realized, a signal device designed to call someone, or something. Hours passed, and Alex worked quietly, analyzing the device. The station's lights flickered occasionally, responding to the pulse. He checked security feeds, but nothing unusual appeared. Still, he couldn't shake the feeling that someone or something was watching. Then came the first sign of trouble. A low hum, barely perceptible at first, grew steadily louder. The sensors picked up movement near the docking bays, energy signatures moving in patterns that did not match any human or known alien traffic. Alex's heart raced. He activated the station's defense protocols, bringing up shields and rerouting power to essential systems. But the alien device still pulsed, sending waves of energy he could not fully understand. He realized that he needed help, Lyra's kind of help. And then she appeared again, as casually as before. She moved through the lab with ease, inspecting the controls, her eyes sharp. "It's time," she said. "They've arrived?" Alex glanced at the screens. Shadows of ships appeared in the docking bay, sleek and menacing, unlike anything he had ever seen. These were mercenaries, he realized, hired to steal technology or conquer the station. The threat was immediate and overwhelming. Lyra turned to him, her gaze intense. "You've done well to keep them out this far, but now comes the real test. Your mind, your skill, your courage, they will decide the outcome." Alex felt a surge of determination. This was not just about survival. It was about proving that humans, despite their limitations, could hold their own in a galaxy dominated by advanced alien civilizations. He studied the lab, noting weak points, potential traps, and control panels he could use. Lyra's expression softened slightly, just enough for Alex to see admiration beneath her confident exterior. "Remember," she said, "humans have something we rarely predict. Creativity, adaptability, use it." The station's alarms began to sound, red lights flashing. The hum outside grew louder, signaling that the invaders were moving closer. Alex took a deep breath, focusing on the consoles and tools around him. He could feel the energy of the station vibrating beneath his feet. The first ship attempted to dock, but Alex had already anticipated it. He activated a series of automated barriers and redirected power to defensive systems. Sparks flew as energy shields clashed with the mercenary craft. Lyra observed silently, her arms crossed, impressed by the humans' ingenuity. Despite the overwhelming technology of the intruders, Alex adapted quickly. He rerouted the station's gravity fields, creating obstacles the ships could not easily bypass. He hacked into minor systems, using timing and logic to disrupt the invaders' coordination. Each move was calculated, precise, and effective. Lyra stepped beside him, her presence calm and commanding. "You're faster than I expected," she admitted. "Most humans would panic. Not you. Good." Together they worked in perfect synchronization, him using human intuition and improvisation, her using advanced alien knowledge and control of the station's systems. Slowly they pushed the invaders back, forcing them to retreat temporarily. Alex finally allowed himself to breathe. The station was safe for now. He looked at Lyra and she gave him a small nod, the hint of a smile returning. "You did well tonight," she said. "But this is only the beginning. The galaxy is not kind to those who underestimate it. Remember that, human." He nodded, feeling a strange mixture of relief, pride, and anticipation. Something had changed within him. The quiet nights of routine maintenance were over. He had faced danger, relied on his mind, and held his own against beings far more advanced than humans. He realized that humans had a place in the universe, not just as passengers, but as vital players, capable of astonishing feats. As Lyra disappeared through the door once again, leaving only the faint pulse of the device behind, Alex stared at the glowing panel. He felt alive in a way he never had before. The station, the stars, and even the distant planet below seemed to hum in agreement. He smiled, determined. No matter what came next, he was ready. Humans would not be underestimated. Humans would survive, and tonight had proven it. Outside, the stars glittered, indifferent and eternal, but Alex knew that somewhere among them, adventure and danger awaited. And he, with his human ingenuity and courage, would be ready to face it. The station hummed with tension. Alex stood in the control room, the faint glow of the alien device still pulsing on the console. Outside, the shadows of the mercenary ships lingered near the docking bays, waiting for any weakness to exploit. Every sensor read fluctuated. Every system Alex had patched and strengthened now felt like a fragile thread holding the station together. Lyra appeared silently beside him, her steps light but certain. She scanned the control panels and the outside feed with calm precision, a stark contrast to Alex's tight-lipped focus. "They will try again," she said, her voice steady. "This time they'll come in full force. Are you ready?" Alex didn't answer. He was already adjusting power flows, redirecting shield energy to weaker corridors and configuring the automated defenses for a more aggressive response. "I have to anticipate them," he said finally. "I can't just react." Lyra nodded approvingly. "Good. That is why you survived the first wave. Most humans panic, but you think that is your strength." The first of the mercenary ships lunged forward, their sleek hulls glinting under the station's artificial lights. They tried to dock, deploying magnetic clamps and energy tendrils, but Alex had prepared traps. The docking bays surged with repulsive energy pulses, forcing the ships to retreat slightly. Sparks flew as shields flared, and Alex felt a familiar adrenaline rush. He noticed a pattern in their approach, a rhythm in the way they attacked. They moved not just with force but with strategy. "They adapt quickly," he muttered. "They're learning." Lyra's eyes narrowed, calculating. "Then we must stay ahead. Your improvisation, my systems. Together we can outsmart them." They worked in tandem. Alex manipulated the station's gravity fields, sending waves of controlled force into corridors to disrupt movement. He rerouted energy to certain panels, creating false openings and traps that would mislead the invaders. Lyra adjusted the automated turrets and redirected energy shields to complement his tactics. One of the mercenary ships attempted to breach the main corridor, but it miscalculated the gravitational pulse. Its hull scraped against a barrier, sending alarms blaring. Alex quickly toggled power to lock it in place, preventing further advance. The ship shuddered violently as Lyra initiated a feedback loop, overloading its energy core. The invaders were clever, but Alex had the advantage of creativity. While their technology was superior in firepower, it could not anticipate human intuition. He guided their attacks into predictable patterns, then used the station itself as a weapon. Walls shifted, lights flickered, and machinery moved precisely under his control. Lyra observed with admiration. "Humans are underestimated far too often," she said quietly. "Your ingenuity. It is remarkable." Alex felt a brief surge of pride, but there was no time to dwell on it. Another wave of ships approached, faster and more coordinated. Their energy pulses hit the station with force, shaking the corridors. Sparks rained from the ceiling, and the hum of the station grew louder, almost angry. He activated the defense grids fully, sending electromagnetic pulses that temporarily disabled enemy targeting systems. He watched the ships falter, spinning slightly as their controls struggled to compensate. Lyra manipulated the energy shields to create narrow corridors, forcing the ships into traps he had already set. Then came the boarding attempts. Small pods of mercenaries tried to breach the station manually, attempting to bypass Alex's energy barriers. He acted quickly, sealing doors, diverting air pressure, and using automated turrets to intercept intruders. The corridor became a maze of light and energy, disorienting the attackers. One pod almost reached the control room. Alex and Lyra exchanged a glance. She activated a defense matrix, sending a controlled surge through the floor panels, lifting the invaders slightly before safely depositing them back outside. They were alive, but immobilized. The station's lights flickered as energy demands peaked. Alex's mind raced, calculating the next move. He tapped into auxiliary power, rerouting excess energy to critical systems while maintaining shields. Every action had to be precise. One misstep could mean the station's destruction. Lyra's hands moved over the alien control panels effortlessly, her actions complementing Alex's every move. "Your instincts guide you well," she said. "It is rare to see such calm under pressure." Hours passed in tense coordination. The mercenaries tried various strategies: speed, deception, brute force, but every attempt was countered by Alex's quick thinking and Lyra's superior systems knowledge. Slowly, the attackers' advances faltered. Their formations broke, their movements became hesitant, and they began to retreat. Alex allowed himself a short breath, leaning against a console. "It's working," he said, though his voice betrayed exhaustion. Lyra smiled faintly, but her eyes remained sharp. Do not celebrate yet. They may return, but you have proven something important tonight. Human skill is formidable, especially when paired with understanding and courage. Alex looked at her, realizing that her confidence and dominance were not threats but recognition of his abilities. She respected the fact that humans could think, adapt, and improvise in ways her technology could not. As the last of the mercenary ships retreated, the station stabilized. The alien device continued its faint pulse, now signaling that the immediate danger had passed. Alex finally allowed himself to relax, wiping sweat from his brow. Lyra walked to the large observation window looking out at the stars. "The galaxy is full of threats," she said softly. "Most would crumble under pressure. Most would run. But not you. Humans have something rare, resilience and ingenuity. Traits worth remembering." Alex felt a warmth in his chest, not from pride alone but from being recognized. The invaders had underestimated him because he was human. They did not anticipate that a human mind could be as dangerous as their advanced technology. The quiet hum of the station returned to normal. The lights stabilized, and the corridors no longer shook with energy surges. Alex and Lyra stood together, surveying the control panels, a mutual respect forming between them. "I never thought I'd say this," Alex admitted, "but I couldn't have done it without you." Lyra tilted her head, her smile faint but genuine. "And I could not have done it without you. Technology alone is not enough. You are proof that humans have value beyond what most aliens recognize." For a long moment, they simply stood there, the station around them silent except for the soft pulse of energy. It was a quiet acknowledgement that despite the vastness of space and the dominance of advanced civilizations, humans could hold their own. Then Lyra turned toward the door. "This is only the beginning," she said. "The galaxy will test you again. More will come, and not all can be defeated with machines. You must trust yourself as you did tonight." Alex nodded. "I will. And next time I'll be ready for whatever comes." She smiled once more, a mix of approval and challenge. Without another word, she left, the door sliding shut with a quiet hiss. The station felt emptier, yet more alive, as if it had absorbed the energy of their combined efforts. Alone, Alex looked at the faint glow of the alien device. It had guided the danger away, but its pulse hinted at future events, new challenges, new tests. He realized that his life had changed. The quiet nights of routine maintenance were over. He was no longer just an engineer on a remote station. He was part of something larger, something that demanded courage, intelligence, and human ingenuity. As he walked back through the corridors, Alex reflected on the events of the night. Humans were often underestimated in the galaxy. They were seen as fragile, unrefined, and limited. But he had proven otherwise. With his mind, his courage, and his ability to adapt, he had outsmarted beings far more advanced than himself. And in the quiet of the station, amidst the stars and the hum of energy, Alex felt a profound certainty. Humans had a place in the universe, not as followers but as equals, capable of shaping events in ways no one had expected. He returned to his workspace, checking systems one last time. Everything was functioning. The threat was gone for now, but he knew it would return, because the galaxy was vast and challenges were endless. And when it did, he would be ready. For the first time in his life, Alex smiled not just with relief but with anticipation. He was human, he was clever, and he was not afraid. Somewhere out among the stars, Lyra's words echoed in his mind. Creativity, adaptability, courage, traits that would carry him through every test to come. The station settled into quiet once more, the soft pulse of energy a reminder of the night's events. Outside, the stars stretched endlessly, mysterious and indifferent, yet filled with promise. And Alex, standing amidst the hum of machinery and alien technology, felt a deep connection to the universe, a sense that humans could matter, that they could survive and that they could thrive, even in a galaxy dominated by beings far more advanced than themselves. And so, the night ended not with fear but with hope, and the knowledge that humans, with their ingenuity and courage, would always have a role to play among the stars.